What's going on, people? This is Shok, and my hair's in a mess right now. That's because I just got out the pool. Just got done swimming today with my coworker. But she left now, so I could do this video. That's why it's coming to you guys late. I apologize for that, but here it is. Of course, you guys want to know my thoughts on the recent news released by Nintendo yesterday at their investors meeting. And out the gate, let me just put this out there so there's no confusion or anything like that. I am not upset that the Wii U, not the Wii U, the NX is coming out next year, or Zelda's coming out the next year. I'm not upset at that at all. I definitely thought it was coming out this year, but I didn't think it was outside of the realm of possibility that it could launch in March, because if you guys go back to the video where I talked about it, Kimishima said that the NX was part of their fiscal year 2016 plans or whatever, which of course extends all the way into March 31st 2017. So there's always a slim chance of that happening. It looks like that slim chance happened. And as far as Zelda goes, you guys know me, I'm not a huge Zelda nut. I will buy the Zelda games. I like the Zelda games, whatever, but they're games I could wait for. You see what I mean? So I'm not a Zelda enthusiast or fanatic or anything like that. So that didn't really burn me bad. I could wait for Zelda and chill. I'm not like peeling my eyes at the screen like, oh my god, I need Zelda so bad. Like, I'm not like that. And the reason why it's coming out in March and not the holiday season is because Kimishima said he wants to make sure that the games are going to be ready at launch. Pretty much, they don't want to repeat a Wii U situation. So honestly, as far as the NX launching in March 2017, I'm perfectly okay with that. That's whatever. They're taking necessary steps to make sure that the launch is at least decent. That's cool in my book. And I'm not trying to defend the Zelda thing. I'm sure a lot of you guys are pissed off, and I understand completely. I'm just saying, for me personally, it doesn't really hit me any kind of way, because like I said, I'm not a Zelda fan like that. I'm not big on Zelda, so I can wait for that game. That being said, I think this pretty much definitely confirms at this point that Zelda U isn't actually Zelda U now. It's pretty much Zelda NX with the Wii U port. Because if you think about it, they've delayed the game 2 or even maybe even more, who knows, but it's definitely been delayed twice because of the NX version. And we know that Zelda got delayed because they pushed back the NX into March 2017. So they pushed back the game with it. You see what I mean? We know that game is done, or at least the Wii U version. So the fact that they're delaying that in correlation with the launch of the NX, that pretty much shows that the NX version is definitely the focus and probably the leading version, and the Wii U version is going to be kind of not necessarily the afterthought, because I'm sure it's still run well and whatnot, because that's the system it's first started being developed on. But I think the NX is obviously the main focus here, and I think that game is pretty much an NX game with the Wii U port at this point. But moving on, so it's not that. It has nothing to do with the 2017 stuff, Zelda and the NX being launched in 2017. That's cool. My problem is, and I said this on Twitter, and I'll say it here, my problem is how Nintendo is handling the information and the revealing regarding the NX. It's just their secretiveness. It's annoying, and it's very overbearing. Because here's the thing, people. If you don't want to talk about a new system, whatever, of course a company is entitled to doing that. But you got to look at the context. You got to look at the current situation. For pretty much the entirety of the Wii U's lifespan, there's been droughts, and we've been thirsty for some games, and stuff like that. And we all know this year especially, it's going to be pretty freaking dry. And, that's not anything new. That's not something we didn't expect. It's something we knew. But it's like Nintendo has absolutely no awareness whatsoever. It's like they can't bring their eyes outside of their own heads. They can't look around and observe what is going on. You see what I mean? They don't see us. They don't see their fan base, and they don't see that the Nintendo fan base is in absolute shambles. Nintendo, I don't know if you've noticed, but we are dying for a real system, and we are dying for games. We are dying for consistent software releases. We are dying for third-party support. All of that ties into a new system, that new system being the NX. The Wii U was a very unsatisfactory system for most of us, for most gamers, and the sales speak for themselves. Nintendo themselves, you guys have said that the Wii U has disappointed you, so you guys know that. So with those things being said, when you know that you don't have, any big hitters coming out, this holiday season, the Wii U is pretty much done, and you have a next generation system, your next gen system, coming out within 11 months less than a year. You don't hold back information like this. You don't. Especially when you're coming from the ditch that you are in. You see what I mean? Nintendo, you gotta bring hype back to your brand name. When someone says Nintendo or when someone sees the Nintendo logo, they need to be able to get excited again. Because Nintendo, if you haven't noticed, when people say Nintendo nowadays, people scoff. People laugh. People like, Nintendo? You know, they haven't been relevant for a while, right? Stuff like that. And coming off the Wii U era, you guys have really, really damaged your guys' brand name and put it in a deep hole. So again, combine all these things. You know your fans and gamers are thirsty, and the Wii U has been very unsatisfactory, and they won't have much to play this year at all. You know you're coming off of, a really rough time as a company and your brand recognition and all that, right? And you have a system coming out in 11 months. And you don't want to talk about it, and you don't want to show it at E3. That makes no sense. Now, all you Nintendo fans who are about to say E3 doesn't matter anymore, shut the hell up, please. Please shut the hell up. Because while, yes, it's not as big as it was, it still is big and arguably still the biggest gaming convention out there. Stop. Nintendo fans always want to talk about how E3 doesn't matter whenever it's convenient to make the argument in defense of Nintendo. But any other time, they're not saying that. Any other time, they're like, whoa, E3. Can't wait for E3. It's still the Christmas for gamers. Can we stop fooling ourselves, please? Can you stop kidding yourselves? You're not fooling anybody. Stop bullshitting, please. E3 is still big. Not as big. Oh, because it's shrunken doesn't mean, it's gone. Doesn't matter. That's not what that means. And even if E3 wasn't the biggest anymore, even if it wasn't top 3 biggest, it's still big. It's still probably the most recognizable gaming convention out there. When you have a gaming system coming out in 11 months, I can't stress that enough. Do you guys understand what I'm saying here? Do you understand the context? 11 months, you're coming off a rough time, your gamers are thirsty. You don't skip out on an opportunity like E3. You don't do that. You need to give that system as much attention and hype and detailing and information as possible. You need to show it as much as you can, and you need to talk about it as much as you can. Period. And I saw a lot of Nintendo fans, their bullshit ass defenses and excuses. Oh, well, the Wii U was at 2 E3s, and the E3 didn't do the Wii U any favors. No, the reason why the Wii U still didn't do well after being shown at 2 E3s was because the communication with the system was awful. The way they explained the system, the way they marketed the system was awful. So therefore, the positive effects that E3 would have had on the system were nullified by Nintendo's mishandling. So the Wii U's misfortune, the Wii U's failure has nothing to do with, look, E3 didn't do anything. That wasn't it. It was just that Nintendo messed up so much that it completely negated the advantages that the Wii U had for having 2 E3 conferences. That's what happened. So stop. E3 matters. E3 is still big. Stop. I've been there. It's definitely still the hype. I can confirm. Went there 2 years ago. But anyways, I lost my train of thought. Shoot. Sorry about that. Yeah, but people need to stop defending it. What was I about to say? I was about to say something else after this. I just had a huge brain fart moment. Oh, yeah, that's the thing. Of course, they're going to have their own, conference or special event or whatever. Who knows what it'll be. People talking about, they're going to bring Space World back. All that stuff would be cool. I'm not saying missing out on E3 is a problem because E3 is the shit and oh my god, but like I said, it's all those factors combined together. E3 being how big it is and the system coming out in less than 11 months and all that. I just don't understand. And here's what I want to get at. It's really depressing to see this happening because we're all excited for a new Nintendo and a new Nintendo mindset. So when you see them handling the information and revealing of their new system like this, it's like, dang, they're still stubborn and weird for no reason. You know what I mean? It's like, why? Why are you doing this? There is no reason to skip E3. There's no actual benefit. You have nothing to gain. I mean, you have everything to gain from going to E3. and you only lose by not going there. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. And then to boot, you're going to have one playable game there. And that game's probably going to be the focus of the conference. I'm sure there will be a couple other things. There might be the Paper Mario game that's not even an RPG anymore. God damn it. Yeah, they'll probably have like 3 games there. And their E3 is literally going to be mostly about one game. I've never seen an E3 conference where the majority of the conference was just about one game. When you're a console manufacturer, that is insane. Hopefully Nintendo throws an event around E3. That would make this okay. That would, put a band-aid on all this if they do an event around E3. Because really what we want is information around the time we were expecting it, which was E3. And mind you, defense to Nintendo fans who are already doing damage control on your keyboards, mind you that Iwata had said that we would get more information about the NX this year. And so did Reggie. At E3. They specifically said we'll hear more about E3. Maybe we will, but based off what they said so far, they said it's not going to be there. So we're going to go ahead and roll with that. Only going off what they could tell us. I don't know what to tell you. But they said it's going to be there, and we'll get a lot more information about it there. That pretty much says a reveal or detailing something. But now they're saying it's not happening. So that's them not following through on a promise that they made. We're justified. So stop. But it makes no sense. Nintendo just being stubborn for no reason. It's like they think about doing something. They're like, nah, that makes too much sense. That's too straightforward and too efficient. We're Nintendo, so we absolutely have to be different, even if it's a detriment to us and our fans. Let's do it, guys. That's what Nintendo does. And it doesn't make any sense. It's like, we need to go to work. We all have cars. But everybody goes to work in their cars. So you know what we're going to do, Nintendo? We're going to skip to work. We're going to skip all the way. They're that kind of company, and it's frustrating. Because like I've said time and time again, Nintendo tries to be different and unique for the sake of being different and unique. It's not actually benefiting them. They're not gaining anything from it. And evidently, the evidence is all around us. It's actually only hurt them. So stop. Stop trying to be different for the sake of being different. That doesn't do you any favors. That doesn't do us any favors. I'm saying this because I'm assuming the whole not showing the NX at E3 or whatever is just them trying to do their own little Nintendo thing, their own little Nintendo way. We're not going to follow the crowd. Everyone's expecting us to show a new system at E3. Boy, aren't they in for a surprise. That's not cool. Don't do that. Stop. That's for this video, y'all. I can't take anymore. I'm not saying anything about the system because we don't know anything about the system. I'm not saying I'm not a Nintendo fan anymore. I'm not saying I'm not looking forward to the NX. I am. This all has to do with Nintendo itself, Nintendo the company. The NX is probably going to be a cool system. We'll see what happens, but we can't say anything about it right now because we don't know anything about it. But Nintendo the company, still stubborn, illogical, and clueless as always.